G'day guys, welcome back and welcome to Girl in the Garage, and also welcome to Froggy Friday. Yay, favourite day of the week. So what are we doing today? Well, as my OGs would know, I've recently taken a few weeks off. It's been a huge year just with work, life, YouTube, so just needed a couple of weeks off just for a little break, refresh, that sort of thing. So I had this frog and I was actually doing it for Halloween. And I know, it's nearly Christmas, Halloween's over, but I still wanted to finish it. So I cut out this material that I found. It was actually on like a doll, like a witch. And I just thought it was awesome. So I used my little frog template, which comes in handy. I have templates for all my molds just about. So that way I can just trace the shape that I need, and that fits in my little frog perfect. So it comes in handy. It's just a piece of acetate. So we've got this material, this netting, and then we've got this sort of green, shimmery sort of thin material. So I've got my two templates, got my frog. I've already popped the eyes in. I'm sure you guys all know how to put the cabbage on eyes in by now. I've made up 2 ounces, which probably won't need, but that's okay. I've got another little project just sitting there that I need to fill. So 2 ounces of my TEEXPERT 1:1, and I'm now an affiliate, so I've got a discount code in my description box and link for TEEXPERT, because I love this resin and it's so reasonably priced. It's awesome. It's just as good as the most expensive brand resin, and I've used most resins, so I like to try them all, but I like something that's good value for money, and TEEXPERT sure is. Okay, so just want to pour a little bit of clear to start with. We will be doing a couple of layers, of course. See how I go with that much, so it's on the verge of spilling into the thighs. Now before I do that, I just want to drip some into our toes and fingers, just so we can get ready for putting whatever we want to put in. Some little pretties. So if you are new and you're not sure what Froggy Friday is, it's a collaboration started by Karen from the Dragon's Cave. Hey Kaz! And myself, and we started it, oh gosh, well over 12 months ago. And since then we've had regulars, which is Tim, the base resonator. Hey Tim. Lula from Nerd Goblin Art. Hey Lula. And Gert from Gert's Creates. Hey Gert. And we also get lots of other YouTube creators joining us each week, and you don't have to do a resin frog as long as it's frog related. It can be any craft, it can be a painting, whatever, but just, yeah. So if you want to join in, make a video and then just send one of us guys email or pop over to the Discord group and we'll get your video in the playlist. So don't forget to go and check out the playlist. Sorry about that, I had a visitor. So I've got a link in the description box, so go and check out the playlist and see what everybody else has been up to this week. Okay, so we've got all our fingers and toes with a little drop of resin. I think I've got enough in that little toe. Okay, let's give our resin a spritz with our isopropyl alcohol. I use 100%. So it's hard to tell the right and wrong side, but I think this is the right side, so we want to flip that over. And we're just going to pop that in. Just get a little tool. And we just want to be careful at the front that we don't dislodge our eyes. And if it does end up sinking a little bit, I'm okay with that. I think that looks okay. Sort of haven't really decided if we're doing anything with the arms and legs yet. So we're going to do the same with this one. Now if you are worried about bubbles, and depending on what sort of resin you're using, you can always dunk your material into your resin first, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to wing it. So I'm just going to lay that one on top. Just gently pop that into position. Hopefully I can get it over the top of the other one. I might have to use a tweezers. Let's get these ones, because I just got to move the green bit of material over a bit if I can. Ooh, I might be able to. No, don't want to start fiddling and creating bubbles. I could probably pull it up and give it another go. Alright, let's try that. Sorry, hopefully my fingers aren't going to be in the road. So I have the risk now of creating bubbles. Let's see if I can do it this way. Not real good. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it. Should have just actually stuck them both together and stuck them in at the same time. Would have been better. Coming to think of it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. I think that should be good. At this stage, I'm not too worried if all my material isn't saturated in the resin. Okay, so I'm going to spritz it and leave that, and then I've got some little seed beads. Well, not seed beads actually, they're just little black beads. So we're going to pop them in all the fingers and toes. Not sure how many millimeters these little beads are. I just found them in my little bead stash. Sometimes it's easier just to use your fingers. I'm just going to pop one in each finger and toe. Oops, now I've got beads running everywhere. So get a few out in my cloth, that might be easier. So I'll end up getting them all sticky with resin. So I'm going to let this layer either get tacky or set up. Not quite sure yet, just depends how busy I get. And then I'm going to come back and we'll do our next layer. And I will, when this resin gets a little bit more tacky, I'll probably move my beads so that the holes aren't up and down. I'll have them going sideways so you can't see them from the front. Alright, see you guys soon. So it's been a few hours and I've just made up 4 ounces of my TEEXPERT 1:1, and I haven't vacuum chambered it yet because I want to mix up my colour first. So I want a green, and I sort of have a vision of the green I want, but I don't have that colour. So we'll see how we go with this one. So it is Malachite Green Shimmer. It's a metallic pigment paste. So I was just giving it a stir while my resin was mixing in my RESINERS dual mixer, which is my go-to mixer. Love that machine. So I'll just get a scoop of my pigment paste. And generally the metallic pigment paste, it's translucent-ish. But it's got a gorgeous shimmer to it. Hopefully you can see that without my light reflecting. So you can sort of see my stick. So I'm just going to add a little bit more, and then I might even try to darken this colour. It's not really the colour I want, but I would prefer it more on the opaque side. I have got sort of greenish opaque colour sitting there, but I've also got a black. I don't know if I want to actually change the tint of the green and then go dark. I'm not sure. I've got a gorgeous Blue Mermaid shimmer, which may sort of make it more blue-green. I'm not sure. So this is the colour I was talking about. Might put a bit of that in it. This one, even though it's metallic, but it comes out more opaque. So all these are by Colour Obsession. Yeah, it's sort of like a pearl. Let's give that a quick mix. Oh, is that red glitter in there? Get that out. Don't want glitter in there, that's for sure. Such a gorgeous colour, all this. So you can see that sort of more on the opaque side. I'm just going to add a little bit. See what happens. If anything happens. Always clean your stick off if you've stuck it in resin. Don't go then sticking it into your pot. Yeah, it's made it more opaque. I don't know if you can see the difference now. Hasn't really changed the colour that much, I don't think. I'll just add a little bit more, just because. Okay, pop this out of the road. Yeah, that's nice. I can still see unmixed pigment paste. I'll make sure I get all that mixed in really good. And get all that off my cup. If not, I'll give it a wipe with a paper towel. Okay. Sometimes you can't get it off the side, so I usually just put some resin up there. And once it's bubbling away in the vacuum chamber, it'll sort of give it more of a mix. Okay, so I'm going to vacuum chamber this and my clear, and I'll be back. So my green lily bubbled over in the vacuum chamber, so just be aware of that if you didn't know. So pigment paste tends to bubble up more than mica powder. So yeah, and I've only got 2 in my cup, 2 ounces, and it was wanting to bubble over, so I had to keep letting off the vacuum. So got my seed beads out. I love these. Hopefully you can see the different colours in them. So I want to add them into the hands and feet, and then sort of have them clear but blend into my colour. So let's say a few of those in my little pot. Hopefully that's enough. And I just sort of want to make a thick paste, so just add a little bit to start with. So I just want to coat all my beads. It's definitely not enough. A bit more. That way, while they're like this, I can sort of put them in place before they move too much. Hopefully, that's the plan. So you can sort of see they're fully all coated, but they're sort of clumping together and there's no sort of clear resin anywhere. So that's what I wanted. So let's pop them in our feet. And you don't have to use a paddle pop stick, just use whatever's comfortable with you. And we'll do this without dropping it into the main body of the frog. Let's just move that. So you just wanted a bit of texture, something a little bit different, a little tiny bit of colour that'll blend in with our green. And always like to be having something a little bit different, something with a bit of interest. Make sure I've got beads in all the toes. And we don't want it to be sticking up over our mould. So I'm sort of pushing it in and then flattening it down. Try and get the same amount in each hand and arm. So fill in any little gaps that I can see. Make sure all my toes got seeds in them. Okay. A few more on this little foot. Try and get a few more into the feet, I think. It's a little bit of fiddling, but let's do it to the best of your ability. But yeah, I put all sorts of different things in. I like putting beads in because you get really colourful beads. Okay, let's see if we can push that up a bit. It'll probably just want to fall down there, but I just don't want any gaps. A bit of a gap there, which I'm not liking. So I might have to actually put some more in. But I sort of don't want them falling into the body, so hopefully they won't. It's a little bit fiddly, but it's not hard. Hopefully we'll be able to see all our sort of different colours. Love those seed beads. They come in so many different colours, and yeah, for the amount that you get, they're fairly good priced. Priced well. Terrible English, Lisa. Goodness. Okay, how are we looking? Are we even? Probably not. If you can't get it level and it cures, you can always sand off the beads. You can do it with sandpaper, but it'll take you a while. So if you've got a Dremel, so it makes life a little bit easier. Okay. A few more on this foot. Okay. How are we looking? Sort of even? Ish. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Okay, let's pour our green. Give our frog a spritz first with our isopropyl alcohol. So this first layer hasn't cured. It is a little bit tacky. So hopefully the green doesn't go through, because I really don't want it to. Because we definitely want a clear layer. So our material will show up. Now I sort of just wanted to pour this to the start of the back feet, or close enough. More than that green, actually. No, we'll go further. Because why not? And actually, if our beads go in, it doesn't matter anyway, because we're not going to see them, are we? God, what am I? Brain dead. Let's get all our green in. And then we can add some clear and more beads if we need to. Okay, so that's all our green. Loving that. It's a nice green. Okay, let's put some clear in. So we want to make sure all our beads are really coated well. Especially our... Ooh! Terrible pouring. Oh, what was I saying? Especially our big beads. So I'm just going to let that run in. It's much easier with a paper cup, where you can squeeze it into a little sort of funnel. So I'll just pop a little bit of this in, and then I'm going to help that resin get around those beads that we put in first. I'm just going to use my dotting tool, hopefully get this resin up here without moving my beads too much. I can move a few of the beads into the fingers where I've got gaps. Here's that end. Let's do it like this. It's easier, just drip some in instead of moving our beads around too much with our tool. I'm just going to go in all the fingers and all the toes with a drop of resin just to make sure beads are fully coated. A few more beads into the feet as we use them up. Notice the beads are starting to move, so get rid of those gaps. From our clear resin, but there's plenty of resin in there, so it should be okay. But I definitely don't want any gaps in the feet. But at least we've coated the first lot of beads. It doesn't really matter about the back ones. All the ones I'm putting in now. But yeah, as long as they're flush to your mould, otherwise you're going to have to Dremel them down. That's just a pain. So I might have to babysit this for a little bit just to make sure my beads don't move. Once it's filled up with resin, they may not move as much, but at the moment, because it's still not full, they're wanting to move. So before I fiddle any longer, I'll put this resin in. But I don't want to pour it from the centre, so I don't want to dislodge our green too much or risk getting a gap in the middle or something like that. Ideally, it would have been better if I had more green, but never mind. We'll just work with what we've got. I'll just scrape my cup. So probably should have done another ounce of green and less clear. But I'm sure it will turn out good anyway. It's just not how you sort of envision something in your head, if you know what I mean. Yep. fingers now. You could always do your beads too with UV, just to ensure sort of that they stay in place. I don't want to sort of pour this all in, well, in 2 pours instead of 3. But yeah, if we have gaps, then we'll have a bit of negative space, and that adds interest. So I'm not too worried at this stage. Okay. So our beads have now gone down into our thighs. That should be okay. Nearly full. How are we looking? Not like there's any bubbles there, so that's good. It's usually where the bubble will get trapped in our frog. Oh, the mess Lisa's making. My goodness. Been a messy today. Nearly there. And then once it's full, I will clean up my edges, just so it's easier when we come to demold, and hopefully we won't have any trimming to do. Alright, I'm going to pop this in another project, give this a spritz, and probably in about an hour, pop this in the 3G curing machine, and may even get it demolded later tonight. So let's see. Alright, see you soon, guys. So it's been a few hours and little froggy dude has cured. Shall we get him out? So I started fiddling with the feet because I had some gaps, and then the resin was tacky, so I've got a couple of little beads sticking up, but like I said, you can just Dremel them flat. I'm loving this green, so that's the colour I was going for. I just hope it doesn't hide our green material, but we shall see. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. Ta-da! Oh, wow. Oh, I'm in love. So cool. What do you guys think? You can see some of the beads have gone in here, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Loving the look of the feet. Oh, the hands, I should say. And the feet. And our beads have gone all into the thighs, which looks cool. So they're the 8mm eyes that I popped in, which look good. No bubbles under the chin, no trimming. That material looks so awesome. And hopefully you can see that it's picking up that green material as well. You'll be able to see it better hopefully in the photos, so don't forget to stay tuned. Sorry guys, I've got house guests at the moment and they forget I'm recording. But what I wanted to show you, hopefully you can see, look at that super clear resin. I I just love it. No bubbles. It's just so awesome. So if you haven't tried it, try the TEEXPERT. I absolutely love it. And hopefully you can see the different colours coming through in those seed beads, which look awesome. Oh, I just love him. I think he's awesome. What do you guys reckon? Think I did green was the right choice? Let me know in the comments. Or let me know in the comments what colour you would have done the back. Awesome. So don't forget to stay tuned for the photos. Go and check out the playlist in my description box, and you can check out what everyone else has been up to this week. And next Friday will be December, so I'm sure all the Christmas frogs will be popping in there, which will be awesome. So thanks again everyone for watching. Love you guys heaps. Don't forget to give my video thumbs up, and if you do want to become a member, go and check out the description box for all the details, because I'd love to see you in the channel membership. That would be an awesome support. Okay, gonna love you and leave you. Gotta go attend to my visitors. So hopefully I'll see you soon for the next video. Happy crafting everyone. Bye.